Today, we are diving deep into the heart of one of the world's most incredible and enduring megacities, Cairo. It's a sprawling metropolis that is both ancient and, at the same time, completely, relentlessly modern.
Just take a look at this. To really get a sense of the scale we're talking about, you have to see it. This isn't just a city. It's a vast, sprawling urban world, the largest in all of Africa and the Arab world. And that famous skyline, the City of 1,000 Minarets, is now home to an incredible 22 million people.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head for how we're going to look at Cairo today. We're not just exploring a location on a map. We're getting to know a character, a living, breathing city with a story that's etched into every single stone, a story that is still being written.
All right, so let's dive in. To really understand Cairo, you've got to think of it like an archaeological dig. We're going to peel back its many layers, from its very first foundations right up to the megacity it is today.
First up, you need to know that Cairo didn't just appear out of nowhere. It actually grew from two separate but connected settlements. And these two places really set the stage for everything that was to come.
So, our first layer is a place called Fustat. Founded way back in the 7th century, this was the city's original engine room. Picture a buzzing port on the Nile, a global hub where goods, cultures, and ideas all collided. This was the vibrant economic heart of early Islamic Egypt. And this timeline shows you how it all came together, piece by piece, over about 300 years. We start with Fustat. Then we see the building of the Nilometer, which was absolutely critical for measuring the river's floods. Then comes this huge moment in 969 AD. The Fatimids arrive, and they build a brand new royal city. And just a few years later, the incredible Al-Azhar Mosque goes up, establishing Cairo not just as a center of power, but of learning too.
And this new city was Al-Qahira, which means the victorious. Now, unlike the open, bustling market city of Fustat, this was something totally different. It was a walled-off, exclusive city just for the rulers and their court. And it's from Al-Qahira that we get the modern name, Cairo.
So with these two foundations in place, the next great layer of power was about to be built. A whole new center of gravity for the city emerged, and it was all concentrated in one of the most imposing fortresses you could ever imagine, a place that would define Cairo for the next 700 years.
This was the grand vision of Sultan Saladin. In the 12th century, he started building the citadel. And this wasn't just a fortress, it was a powerful statement. It created a brand new hub for political and military power that would last for centuries.
After the citadel was built, the city just exploded with new architecture, especially under the Mamluks. They built constantly, and their legacy is literally written in stone all over the city. I mean, just look at the unbelievable attention to detail here. These intricate carvings became a real trademark of their era.
And the interiors? Wow. This is just a brilliant example of how they mastered space. Look at those elegant lines, the soaring arches, and just the way the light fills the entire building. It wasn't about building big. It was about creating these absolutely breathtaking spaces.
And the sheer scale of some of these projects is just staggering. Buildings like this weren't just places to pray. They were universities, community centers. They were broadcasting Cairo's incredible wealth, power, and ambition to the entire world.
And you have to remember, this architectural golden age wasn't happening in a vacuum. This was the capital of a global superpower. By the middle of the 14th century, Cairo was a thriving metropolis of 500,000 people. At the time, that made it the biggest city anywhere west of China.
Okay, so from that medieval peak, we're going to take a huge leap forward in time, because the next layer that shaped Cairo is all about an explosion, a population explosion that created the megacity we see today. And this chart, wow, it really puts that growth into perspective, doesn't it? From 500,000 people in the 14th century, it jumped to 3 million by 1947, and today, the metro area is home to over 22 million. That is just a staggering transformation.
Now, when a city grows that fast, it creates these massive contrasts. On the one hand, you have this 19th century dream of a Paris on the Nile, a planned European-style city center with grand boulevards. But on the other hand, for millions of people, the reality became the Ashwayat, huge areas of informal housing that grew up organically, creating this deep divide that really defines so much of modern Cairo.
And get your head around this number. By 2009, almost 2/3 of the city's population lived in these informal areas. It's an incredible testament to the resilience of the people, but it also shows the enormous challenge of providing basic services in a city that's growing so incredibly fast.
So here's the big question. How does a city with such a deep past and such a complicated present build for the future? Well, that's where Egypt's Vision 2030 comes in. This is the plan for Cairo's next layer, a sustainable and resilient future.
And the plan has to confront some massive, interconnected challenges head-on. You've got the immense pressure of all that population growth, you've got growing water scarcity, the very real threat of climate change, and of course, the need to stay economically competitive in a globalized world.
So, how are they planning to do it? Well, the strategy is really built on 4 main pillars: protecting the environment, using digital technology to make government work better, building a modern economy based on knowledge and innovation, and pushing for social justice to make sure that no one gets left behind.
And this isn't just theory, it's not just stuff on paper, it's actually happening. A perfect example is the huge investment they're making in renewable energy. Projects like this, using solar and wind power, are absolutely essential if you're going to meet the energy demands of a growing city sustainably.
So after this incredible journey through more than 1,000 years of history, from Fustat to the Fatimids, from the Mamluks right up to the modern megacity, what's the big takeaway here? What can we learn from this amazing place?
It really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? How does a place that is so deeply shaped by its past, a past that you can literally see and touch on every corner, how does it also manage to build a bold, new vision for its future?
And the answer, I think, comes down to one word: resilience. The real genius of Cairo is its ability to absorb its own history without ever being trapped by it. It doesn't tear down its past. It builds new layers right on top of the old ones. It's a city that's in a constant conversation with itself, creating this unique identity that is somehow ancient, modern, and always evolving.